little ballparks, I could have hurled myself into the ballpark. It was a little lady talking to me in an American voice. There we go. I honestly, I was just, my brain had gone, because of course you do it all yourself. You're measuring, you're working it out.
Measuring and yeah. And what shelf was that on again?
Yes, exactly.
Row 15, shelf 45. I'm like, oh my God.
But it was, I have to say, you know, even though it was quite a painful experience, the end result and the price,
yes,
brilliant,
cool.
absolutely brilliant. And that kitchen, you'll see it's on a lot of my Instagrams, and I've sort of accessorized it. So the basic kitchen is only IKEA. It's just sort of gilding the lily, so to speak.
Yes, yeah. I think it's, if it's put together properly, then it can last for a long time.
Yeah. I put it in 2015 and really looked after it, and it's great.
Yeah, no,
that kitchen is.
Yes, yeah. It's just the experience of going there.
Did you go to the restaurants?
No, we didn't even do that. There was just no time. And Greg was on a clock because he'd hired the van for like 10 seconds, it felt like. I said, you need to extend the amount of time, Gregor, because once you go in the shop, you never come out.
Absolutely. No, it's a day. It really is.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a day. You've got to wipe a day off. And the nearest one here is the one at Neasden, which is basically on the North Circular.
Yes, that's
so if you don't time yourself as well,
yes,
it's suicidal.
In the Black Tunnel, we sat in the Blackwall Tunnel for a good 1.75 of an hour just waiting for the traffic.
Oh my God. Yeah. I love, let's talk handbags. Gorgeous here, let's talk handbags. I love the canvas bag.
It's very cute, isn't it? No one knows about it yet, so they're all going to be foot.
Yes, I know, but we're all special Thank You Joy members.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I just love it.
That's good.
Put my hands on it.
Yes, liking that one. Yes,
no, absolutely. The wind is so bad here. We've got some trees in pots, some olive trees, and I was sitting here. I've just seen one go shoop. Marked the speed and picked it up. But the Thames, and we're right on the Thames here, there's literally, there goes another tree. It's really windy, and there's waves on the Thames, proper waves.
Proper waves.
Yeah. Proper waves, and the boats opposite are just going bang, bang, bang.
Bob, bob. Yes.
Not good, and I need to go to Waitrose later as well.
Ooh. Oh, so, it doesn't close till 8, does it? So you'll have plenty.
9 here, 9 on the King's Road. 9 o'clock. Great time to go.
Yeah, and there's nobody left. Yeah, that's probably
because obviously finally having somewhere you can say, oh, come round. Then we've said to, oh, come round. It's, you know, Easter Friday, you know, Good Friday, come round. So I thought I'm just going to a new oven over there. And to be perfectly truthful, I haven't actually cooked in it yet. And it's a bit of a beast, and I've got to get my head around it properly. Yeah, so I'm just going to do a cottage pie. Good, nice. You know, like go all out. Really good cottage pie. Put that on the table.
Yes, it'll be nice. Yeah, it'll be nice. Do you have to cook the oven first to burn off stuff?
Yes, done all that. That was the easy bit.
That was the easy bit. Turn it on. Don't even have to put anything in it.
Leave it on for 3 hours.
Yeah, that was the easy bit. Yes. Now the next is the making. Oh dear.
Dear.
Just on their way
here. How many people have we got today?
40 at the minute, so they're just joining on.
Saying hello and joining today.
How many do you have, Bryony, coming?
Oh, Bryony, you're
on mute.
We have just over 100.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I know. I think it's a bit of a good timing for the Easter weekend, and everyone's in that celebratory, let's have a little chit chat mood.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's nice. Actually, I was going to Pour myself a glass. It's a bit 1:00 yet. That we said, isn't it?
Yes, it definitely is. Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. Do that for sure. Right now.
As I've said that now, everybody else is going to go off and get themselves a little tipple, aren't they?
That's absolutely fine.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh dear. You spoke to Nikki, did you, Bryony?
No, not today. But I haven't seen him come in yet. Nikki, if you're here, give us a wave, unless you're on maybe an iPhone. I can't see your name, so you might be anonymous at the moment.
True.
So this morning I went off and did they do Jeremy Vine on Channel 5, and then it's Storm, and then Alexis Conran. So I went and did his show today. We had a good old laugh.
Oh, cool.
So that was good.
What were you having to do on it?
So that was, we had, what we were talking about today. We were talking about computer scams, green scams.
Yes.
I mean, I thankfully just realised in time, because it was one of these, and it's really bad. And I don't know if it's happened to anybody else who's on today, is that it's a ghost page. So I went onto my computer.
She's gone on mute. I think Anthea might unmute her. Oh, she's gone on mute. How's that?
I didn't touch anything.
Ah,
there we go.
You're back now.
Oh, right. Okay, then.
What happened? That was really weird. Yeah.
Yeah, there's ghosts in there.
Scammers. Yeah, scammers were listening.
That's it. Well, so it looked like a UPS site, and all the click-throughs worked as well.
Yeah.
Ghost site, the front page.
Yeah.
And you pay this money. And I must admit, I knew there was something coming from Net-a-Porter.
Right.
And they tend to use UPS, and I was in a rush. And okay, and I put my Amex number in, and and as I hit it, I just thought, hold on a second. And I looked at the address, their email address, and it was most definitely not a UPS address. It had got UPS in it, but it wasn't UPS.com.
They are so sneaky.
Awful. And it's just so bad. And we had people ringing in who had lost, thousands. Really bad. And then the other conversation of the day was all these different supermarkets. Everybody is messing around with the hot cross bun. Are we
changing the shape or the look? Or?
Well, just the taste. I mean, there's hot cross buns now. All sorts of brownie hot cross buns, the Jaffa hot cross. It's just not right.
No, it's definitely not. Yeah. No, they shouldn't do that. Yeah.
Stay the hot cross bun. Don't mess around. Like messing around with a mince pie. Forget it.
Yes, things shouldn't do. Yeah, that's one of them.
And then neighborhood groups, should they have more powers? Because a lot of people they're catching people speeding. So the police work with them and they give them speed guns. So if you want to protect your village and stop people whizzing through them, these neighborhood collaborations are working with the police using these guns, but they can't actually fine. You just get a nasty letter from the police telling you.
Okay. Sort of like a warning letter.
I can understand it. If I lived there, I'd be out with my deck chair and my high vis, a flask and a few hobnobs.
Oh, stop!
There was one guy was so fed up about what had been happening in his neighborhood, in his village, and people were just zooming through at a ridiculous speed. He stood outside with his wife's hairdryer. Tell Nikki this. Stood outside with his wife's hairdryer and a high vis jacket and a clipboard. Just slowing down. There was a hairdryer.
So he was making out that he had. That's quite smart, though, isn't it? That is quite smart. Yeah, that's quite smart. In case there's anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Martina's sent a reminder just in case there's.
Suppose if you think of a hairdryer, actually, if you stood outside with a high vis jacket on, going like that.
Yeah, it does, because they're much thinner as well. I mean, the distance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Bryony, do you think we should give him a ring? I've texted him a few times. Where is he? every time, whenever he used to cut my hair, he's always late.
Is he?
Always.
That's his thing.
We have emailed him the link again, so he should have it. But I can't see him yet.
We're all in great anticipation here.
Hold on a second. Nikki, where are you? Things we're talking amongst ourselves, which of course we always are.
Yes. Maybe he's got tech issues.
There's always a Zoom update when you least expect it, isn't there?
Checking. All right then. Okay then. Yeah. What? Well, it's live. There's 100 ladies. All right then. Okay then. Don't worry. Yeah, be with us in 5 minutes.
He's drying his hair.
Yeah, just doing a little blow dry. So, in his absence, so this is the new hair dryer, and I did my blow dry today with it. It's very good.
Yes, it worked well.
Yeah, no, it rips through my hair, and my hair's curly, so
Yeah, you've got really lovely hair.
considerable amount of time straightening it. But
Yes.
if we've got curly hair, we straighten it. If we've got straight hair, we curl it.
Yes, that's exactly. Yeah, I know.
And
I wish I had your
bits
hair though.
bobbies in it, and clips in it, and little extensions in
Anything
it.
that's it.
Although I think it's nice to have options.
Yes, well, you can go both ways. So
Yeah, it's nice to have a
Riley can do that as well. She can put curls in her hair, but I try. Yes.
Isn't it comes out? But I did think for many, many years, because I started to do the sums and thought, right, so if I'm working, then obviously I have to blow dry my hair. So let's say 4 times a week I'm doing a blow dry. That takes me about 25 minutes.
Okay.
Multiplying that, I have spent, I'm 64 now, so I must have spent, let's say I started blow drying when I was in my early 20s, properly, putting some ribbons in it. And can you imagine the years I've spent with a hairdryer in my hand?
This is true.
Years, isn't it now? I think I got somewhere like the equivalent of something like 6 years.
6 years of hair
dry my hair.
It's probably true. Yeah. And some people that that's So actually, you do really, when you think of it like that, you really do need to get one that doesn't keep blowing up, or is the quicker it can do it, so that you can get back to actual
to your life, really.
To
your life.
Yeah.
Nice to see everybody. I can only see so many faces, obviously, on there.
Yes, you can.
How do you do that? Do you just?
So there's a little arrow at the top, so you've probably got the gallery view. Spin it along.
I can see Catherine, George's phone, Lorraine, Diane, Gail Gallagher. See lots of people now. Yeah, and I swear if I flick along that way, then
Anthea, you can choose either speaker view or like gallery view if you want it to just be the main speaker, or if you want to see everyone's faces all at once.
Oh, I like to see lots of people. I like to see everyone.
Exactly.
I can see Lucy, Gillian, and Sonia, Sally, Colleen. Hello, Zara, Julia. There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Don't see my mum on there yet.
So what bonds all of us together is we've all got the habit. We've all got the bag habit.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And I thought it'd be good fun for everybody to hear about how you met Nikki and all your life. And
well, you know, some of those, while he's just sorting his own hair out. It was in a newspaper, and it was something Nikki and I had been working. We worked on The Jump. It was a TV show that we both did at the same time, and it was something. It was some writer who was trying to be clever. They said to see Nicky Clarke and Anthea in the same room at the same time.
Both got very bouncy hair, that's for sure.
Right, yeah. No, we spent 8 weeks of our life in Austria skiing every single day and learning how to ski jump with Eddie.
Yeah, and jumping off that.
That's it. So Nikki and I, because Nikki's heard, well, I think he's heard half of this story. So Nikki and we all, because we're all sort of in the same age grouping somewhere along the line. So we all did the 80s hair, and mine was big. And I obviously wanted to be in Bananarama, big hair, scrunchies, things. It was all sort of all chaotic. And then I thought, I'm starting to get towards the end of the 80s and the 90s, and then I need to look sort of sleek, and I need to sort of start to look like I move business in life.
Right.
And it's just mess of hair. And I don't know why I didn't do my homework, but I obviously didn't. And I said, and I got long hair, quite curly, and decided to have it cut. I wanted to have it cut short. And it was my ex-husband, my first ex-husband, who I'm very friendly with. So he's a nice person.
Yeah,
so he said, "Oh, I'm having my hair. He said, why don't you come to my hairdressers?" I said, "Yes." And it wasn't like really thought about, well, who else's hair does he cut? Can I have a look at some pictures of whose hair he's done? And the only people I knew whose hair he cut was Philip Schofield and Anson Deck and 2 other friends of mine who were all males. And I don't know why I didn't just think, he's probably not really a very good girl hairdresser. So I went to him, and he cut my hair, and he literally cut it. Like, thought he was going to give me a bob, cut it. And my hair
really
up because it's now got weighted it. I got a little long skinny neck, and I looked like a mushroom. And I did that thing that we've all done in hairdressers, and they go, "Are you happy with that?" They show you at the back of the video. Yeah, it's really nice. Right? And then got into the car and burst into tears. And I got Top of the Pops to do in about a week's time. So I was going, so I knew that Selina Scott, do you remember when Selina Scott did the clothes show?
Yes.
She was so beautiful. And she was doing the clothes show, and she had that gorgeous elfin look, which only somebody with a great bone structure and a good shaped head, which I don't have, can do. So I decided, right, Red's up, John Frieda does her hair, blah, 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 blah. So I rang up, hello, my name's Anthea Turner, clue was, I'm doing Top of the Pops, I don't really terrible haircut. And I would like John Frieda to cut my hair. And they said, no, sorry, he's very busy in any case. And I said, what have you seen? I said, Selina Scott. She said, oh, John Frieda didn't cut that. I said, what? His name's all over it. And it turned out that this junior called Nicky Clarke had cut her hair. And so reluctantly, I thought, are they just telling me this? So just to get rid of me, because John Frieda's too big time to do my hair, and he's so busy doing frizzies.
Yeah.
So I ended up sitting there, and that's how Nicky and I met. I looked like a mushroom, and he demushroomed me. And made me look normal.
Yep.
Then cut to going forward. By this time, I'd done Top of the Pops, Saturday Morning Show, and I'd done Blue Peter, and I finally end up at GMTV having to be a breakfast anchor and obviously look a little bit more grown up. And I arrive at breakfast television with this messy hair, still a bit messy, but not, you know, it was all the look at the time. It was all the Meg Ryan look. And they told me that that I needed to go to the hairdressers and I needed to have a sleek bob because I couldn't be taken seriously with such messy hair. So I refused. But Nikki sort of has a little bit of a fiddle around with it, sort of made it look a little tamer, really. Taught me properly he taught me how to blow dry. And then that was actually, then I won well ahead of the year and lots of other awards. And everybody started having their hair like that. So it's so the people who told me to
That's the thing.
really had to be quiet really after that. So that we go back a long way really. And he came out, and he at the time, you know, it was the Princess of Wales. In fact, the two haircuts, I think, were, the hairdressers would say, the most requested haircuts of the day.
Yep.
Of course, not
Yes.
that. Were either the Princess of Wales or myself.
Yes. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. See, you set the trend.
But you can only really do it with sort of curly hair.
Yeah, thick curly hair. Yeah, I mean, mine, if it would just go flat, just look. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know where it is, mind you.
Yeah, so that was the story of myself and Nikki meeting up, and he came out. In fact, he came out and cut my hair on a roadshow that we were doing, because I was out for 8 weeks, broadcasting live into GMTV every single morning from the Costas. So it was just
Oh, right. And did he come out with you then? And so he came out as well.
So he had to come out and cut my hair. So I wasn't allowed back. So he had to come out and cut my hair.
Oh, wow.
Because it was growing.
Yeah, because
even bigger.
Yeah, start going out like that again.
So, and then of course, then he set up on his own and you know, started his move into stardom. But the first television where he sort of broke through was on GMTV, because whenever we needed to have a hairdresser come on and talk hair,
he would get called up.
Then it was Nikki and me asking the questions.
Yeah. Well, hopefully when he comes here, it'll be like a reenactment then.
Like, wow.
I checked on Chat GPT. I just put in, just because I've been testing it just to see what it does these days. And I put in, when did Anthea and Nicky Clarke meet? And it said 1996. So that's what Chat GPT thinks. And you were at, and it mentioned that you were at a Weller Awards. So that's got
right.
it.
Yeah, that was sometime after, but yes, the Weller haircut.
Yeah, so that's
upstairs. I should have brought it down. I've still got it.
Yeah, so that's what it mentioned, that one picture. So it's obviously gone back to that and then made its judgment as to how long. But I thought, no, I know you'd known him longer than that. I just
around enough in Chat GB. What is it called? It's Chat
GPT. Yes.
GPT. Is anybody else?
Yeah, we've been playing with it, and I've been playing with it just to see what it would do. It's actually very clever. It's good if you think you're going to write a book. I think it could write a book in about 10 minutes.
Well, I did something on it because I was doing something for Facebook, and it was to do with my balm. And normally we just go to a thesaurus and I was looking for trigger words.
Yes, yes.
And it was Georgia, who you know, who's my assistant, and she put in sort of what she thought I would say, and then they went pow and made it
it's
so
just
much
like that. I mean, it's
a bit too clever.
Yeah, it's very clever. Yes, it is. Well, there's somebody, a techie person, did tell me. I was at a lecture about it on Monday, and they did say that you have to be very careful, because sometimes it just makes things up, and the AI gets itself in a twist, and you can only tell if you know the facts of something. So it can give you a bit of fake news. So it's fine for writing something where it's not asking for thought or asking for real information. But they put up an example of a guy that was a well-known lecturer at Oxford University, and then it put together a whole bunch of things that apparently he had written, but actually the guy had never written a paper in his life. So they were demonstrating that sometimes the AI part of it goes off and pulls back, but you wouldn't know that because unless you know the facts of that person, it could just be saying anything. So that's just a little bit scary. But
I think also what we're all going to have to contend with is how they can deep fake even a person speaking. The one they did on Sadiq Khan, they've done. I mean, there's so many people
Absolutely,
now,
yeah.
and they're showing how it can be done, and you
Yes.
would absolutely believe it.
Yes, and there's another one now that you can actually put in a still picture of you, and they can turn that picture into you talking. And then they only need 10 seconds of your voice to then be able to do something. So you can imagine the amount of sort of snaps of your voice there are that are recorded. It's very, very, very dangerous, but very.
You can think with our banks. I mean, I quite recently, and everybody thought this is so innovative, where we were giving a voice sample so that you could be recognized by your voice sample.
That's it.
So,
Yeah.
how could anybody make a mistake with that?
Yeah.
Oh, no. My goodness.
Yeah.
I like to think we've had the best bits of this world. Honestly, it frightens me. Goodness
Yes,
me.
I know, yeah, what's coming. Yeah, no, it really is. It's yeah. I think Hazel was saying, is it like a deep fake? And yes, it would be a deep fake, is really true. Yeah, but the problem is you wouldn't know. So I don't know how they're going to check if something then is a fake of a fake. I mean,
we could have done we could have done a deep fake of Nicky Clarke.
Yes, we could have done. Tell him that. Yes, we could have done. We could have made a model of him. We get a picture.
Oh my goodness. The one thing that Vicky's my manager. That Nikki and Vicky, if we go out or arrange to meet or anything, because I always think I can sometimes be, I'm tardy to a point. I can be that sort of, about 5 minutes late or something. I have done it 10 minutes, but I've rung in and I know there's a lot of people and I know
it's you always drop a name.
Okay, I can do that. But Nikki can always make me look on time. And where we were doing our ski thing, and of course, you know what it's like with skiing. You've got so much kit to get together constantly. Your boots, your gloves, your glasses, your this, your that, the other. Get mic'd up, and it goes on and on and on and on. And Nikki would always be last. So fantastic, such a girl, always the last one. Which I liked, personally, because I wasn't.
Yes, it puts you like.
I'm all right. I've got my hand warmers. I've got my glasses. I've got my sticks.
No, you're always on
bits and bobby. Now
did they then put him at the end of the queue? Did they always then put him at the end of the jumps then on that basis?
No, we always worked out. We just told Nikki a different time. We just told him a different time to be there.
Well, actually, should have told him 5:30, shouldn't we? That was obviously the answer. Yes. Well, we'll know that.
Yeah. Now, getting back to handbags, I am loving Michelle. I thought old Michelle was great, and I loved old Michelle. But I love Michelle.
Yes,
whilst we're waiting for Nikki, will I show the new styles, because people might want to see them. Yeah.
Yes,
so Anthea, I think we showed you this one, Anthea, Stylist last year.
Yes, yeah. Is that the little moon one? I can just see.
Yeah, so that's the Florence now. So we've got that coming out next week. Shapes. We've got the white, we've got submarine, the blue. We've got the nutshell.
Yes.
And this gorgeous black siren, that texture.
See, I'm having a bit of a black Sarah Haran moment.
How are you?
I've been using the black poppy, black Michelle, black ivy.
Well, that would look lovely with them. That would match in really well. It's pretty, that one.
Yeah.
They go really well with their little violets. So.
Oh yes.
Really nice for summer.
Oh.
Blue one as well, which will look nice in the submarine.
Oh, it looks so good.
A shimmer. We've got gold and blue shimmer. Well, if you want the more.
Oh, you're in the toy box.
I'm in the toy box.
Yes.
So that is our new bag, ladies. It comes with a zip. Woohoo!
Yeah,
it's exciting.
And
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah.
No, at the moment I've got nutmeg. I've got the nutmeg one, and I've got black Michelle, and that's it. And they sit, and if I'm not in one, I'm in the other.
Yeah.
Yes.
The way it's going at the moment. And because
Yeah.
we've been so upside down here, and everything's been in such a mess, it's just been that's all I can really think about. I can't.
Yeah, it's a good way to
I can't
put her
accessorize.
in. I've just been using my Jessica. That's what I've been.
Oh, I picked that up when I saw you.
You did.
So
You were
I
like,
saw
"No, why is it so
Sarah.
heavy?"
What have you got in it? I saw Sarah, and
Yeah.
we were just having our pictures taken. It was at an event for women's
International Women's Day. Yes.
International Women's Day. And I went to pick it up, just thought I'd be able to pick it up. What have you got in it? It was like you've got hand weights in it.
Yes, I had my computer in it, and I then had all my work stuff, so all my papers. So paper and a computer were quite heavy, but it's good because it actually did fit in. So I was like, I put the inner inside, and then the lightweight one, ladies, the feather one, and then that gave me all the extra pockets, and then my computer. And yeah, I've been having a bit of a renaissance with Jessica again.
I like Jessica, and who is it? Did you refer to it as a bowling bag?
Yes, yeah.
Based on the bowling bag.
Yes, that's it. So it gets really
a bowling ball in it.
Yes, that's traditionally what it would have been the shape for. So
yeah,
in the 70s and 60s when they first started, they created that shape. So I see that's why it could take a computer, because actually it's expecting to have a bowl in it. One of those really big heavy balls.
I think that's why you've got in yours.
Yes, exactly. Oh, there's Martina. She's got something else that she's sneaking in there.
I'm showing the Mia's now, because I think I'm just going to show some new bags while we wait to.
Yes.
We've got Mia.
Which one's that?
This is Mia. So she's Millie's big sister. So this is the going to come in cream, which is a new colour for us. We've not done that in a while, so it's really lovely. Again, the nutshell, because we are all loving the nutshell this year. It's so nice. We've got her an orchid as well, and a softer metallic silver this time. It's not the exact same one that we've done in the past. It's a bit more muted, a bit softer, but it's more hard wearing, this metallic. So, and the silver as well. Yeah, so really
silver
nice.
and gold is so useful. I've just bought a pair. If they're still in, they're a great buy. They're in Marks and Spencer's, and they're a silver slingback. But got like a little low heel that sort of goes in a tiny, sort of kitten heel like that, maybe bigger than a kitten heel, but a really bright, gorgeous silver, like beautiful. And I bought a gold version from M&M, spent more money on those, definitely.
Yeah.
But these Marks and Spencer's ones are excellent. And of course, they go with so much.
Yeah, silver and gold are really good for that. Yeah, particularly silver. Yeah. I should go. I looked at the ones in the M&M, so I know the ones you mean, and I was like, oh God, I can't feel. I feel as if I really cannot justify that. So I'll go and look at
on price per wear. Those M&M ones.
It's true. I know. Yes, I know. I know.
Because they go with so much, and even with a pair of jeans, you can get away with silver and gold. You know.
Oh, look what Martina's showing us now. Yeah, no. They are lovely. Oh, I like that.
This is our new
white with.
This is a new circle deco strip. So it's a single circle deco strip here. So we don't have the double layer. So if you prefer something a little bit plainer, it's just that one color.
Oh, right.
So very chic on your bags, ladies. And the florences look really nice with the circle deco strips. Or we've also this season going to introduce. A deco strip with the eyelets covered. So if you don't want to tassel, you can see there.
Oh, I like, yes.
Yeah. So you can still cover the poppers, but you don't have to have a hole or a tassel. So
I like playing with my tassel though. It's like a little comfy thing.
Yes.
Like a fidget spinner.
That's quite.
Oh my
God. These lovely things coming.
Will I show you the main event then while we wait for Nikki? Or yes, we've got a lot of nodding heads.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
Roll, please, for the Q2 bag.
Yeah, because then Anthea can talk about it.
Oh yeah, Anthea, you can talk about it because there's one in the way to you today, actually. Right, here we go.
Pause.
Pause.
Oh,
Someone called Nikki's iPhone did join, but it could be Nikki Saunders. It could be another Nikki.
Let's look at Nikki. Let's look at the bag.
If you're here, Nikki, unmute yourself, but I'm not sure if it's you, so I don't want to out someone.
We're waiting. You've got 100 women here waiting on you.
That was a cliffhanger for the new bag.
There we go.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh, look at now. The thing is, to see her in her glory, that bag. What's her name?
Yes.
Buttercup.
Buttercup.
Buttercup. So this is we call this affogato because it's almost like a latte coloured stripe down her. She's got metallic gold deco strip and a metallic gold handle, and then of course your matching crossbody strap. Now we also have a little red version.
Yeah.
You can dress it up with a lily if you want, or you can just have the deco strip. We've also got a navy version here as well.
Hi, it's Nikki here.
Oh,
I have no visual now. I did have the visual, but I don't know what's going on.
you're there. I can see
Here we go.
I'm here now.
You're only little, like you're narrow.
I'm very narrow.
Yes.
Oh,
Phone.
I go this way? Is
Yes,
Oh,
so you got
perfect.
it. Got it.
that better?
We see all of you now.
Okay, my apologies.
Got 100 women, 120.
I know,
women
I
reading on
felt
your every
really
words.
sorry. I've just kind of like, I'm all over the place at the moment, so I didn't realise. How are you, darling?
I'm good, thank you very much. Look, can you just compliment me on your blow dry? As in your hair dryer.
Oh, as in my blow dryer at a distance with an electrical. Looks very nice. Very nice.
I did it. I used it.
Looks like I did it. Ish.
So, Nikki taught me how to blow dry. And I often think when people go to the hairdressers and then they come back and they go, well, no, I just can't get that salon look. Sometimes I think it's worth booking a hairdresser and saying, look, you don't need to cut my hair. I just want a lesson on blow drying. Proper.
Yeah, I think that's a very good idea, actually. I think that's a very good idea. Just you could do it as a sort of, like book in for a blow dry and it just has another half hour added to it.
Yeah.
There's something
Will
in there.
hairdressers mind if you requested that? Would they say no, or would they
No, I mean, the thing is that, I mean, I would do it anyway in terms of the, I'm very happy to explain, but I think if you formalized it, you could just literally do it as whatever you charge for a blow dry, you stick a bit on top and add another half an hour in and just make it very specific to them. And actually, in some ways, it's quite good because I've thought about it before in terms of talking about, if I'm doing some kind of demonstration to, non-hairdressers, but it's always really, it's got to be particular to that person to make it work. So that actually is really kind of quite a good idea. In fact, I'm not sure why I didn't think of it like that myself. I should do that, really.
There you go.
That's a good idea. I might use that one.
But it's always lovely to be able to go to a professional hairdresser to have a blow dry. Of course it is, and we know there's blow dry bars popping up all over the place, and it's all fantastic. However, it's not always practical. And I know you taught me to blow dry because often I would be abroad, I'd be working, and it just, I needed to be able to look after my own hair.
I mean, there are definitely some basic rules that people could follow. I mean, no, it's not rules. I mean, there are certain tips.
Nikki, can you just sit down? Because
I know, I was about to say that. Actually, I'm holding it here, and I really need to kind of have my, I don't know, whatever. Do you know what? I'm going to do this.
Right.
Does that work?
Down, and then sit down.
Perfect.
Hold on. Does that work?
Yes.
You can be organised, can't you?
Oh, no, that's perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay, great.
Stay right there.
So you just touched on something there that I think we would all benefit from. And you said, a blow dry is personal to that person and their hair, but there are some general rules. Tell us
Well,
those.
there's actually, I mean, I got it down to 6 golden rules actually, and some of them are very, very obvious, but you'd be amazed at how not doing one of these things actually is the missing link. And and it starts off literally with using the right hair products, in terms of shampoo and conditioner. You'd be amazed even at that point that people are using the wrong products. You've then got the thing of washing your hair properly. A lot of the reason that things look so great when you're in a salon is because they wash it properly and they rinse it properly. Still amazes me, people that just kind of sit, dip their hair back in the bath and do it, or they believe that not using enough shampoo is kind of somehow good for the hair. So you're just getting a build up of natural oils and stuff, which is really difficult to make hair work. Sometimes it might be to your advantage because if you've got very frizzy hair, but generally speaking, you're still at rule 1 so far, golden rule 1. I mean, just using the right products and washing your hair properly. So that's the first thing. Secondly,
So
you need
stop
to
there. Just there. So just tell us, we all stand in Boots or wherever we go and buy our products from.
Yeah.
And every product is promising it something.
Yeah.
How do we know? How do we how do we know which one to buy?
Okay, so what's changed recently is that, and it makes it slightly more tricky for people as well, is that you've got products in the past that can be very, very basic formulas and naming no names, and they stick a load of silicone and parabens or whatever, and it makes it feel fantastic. So that's at the basic level. What's happened now is that people don't want all those kind of parabens and silicones and all of that on their hair at all. So try to get things that have the formula to make that work, and especially if you want to throw sulfate free into the mix as well, has become much more challenging. So you've got that point there. So that's the first place that you want to start looking at. And to a certain extent, that is price point. So you are not going to get anything decent if you're going for what they call a clean formula for really less than £15. I mean, there's one in Boots that's around, I'm not going to name any names, that I think is 9. It is probably the worst thing I've ever put in my hair. So I mean, it's just so that's the first place. And there is an argument that people really care? I know a number of brands that will go, well, yeah, we'll do our nod towards it, but they still would use that basis on the formula. I suppose if you go to the extremes, if you've got fine hair that needs body, you need to have something that's got volumizing in the word. And that will probably be using anything as basic as provitamin B5, which is panthenol, that help cosmetically plumps it up, to the other extreme of you've got very, very frizzy hair and you need to calm this down and make sure that all of your follicles are smooth so that they can reflect the light. So those are kind of at the 2 extreme ends. Of course, you've got things to do with color fade and extremely bad conditions and all of that, but that's where to start. So I think that one of the most trickiest things these days is, I mean, maybe not with shampoo and conditioner, but I find sometimes I've got to look everywhere on the product just to find out what it is. People are so busy putting on marketing descriptives, they've forgotten to tell you what the thing actually is.
But
so,
is it actually that complicated when it's soap, really?
Yeah.
The whole idea is
Yeah.
to clean our hair.
Yeah. Yes.
And to clean the oil and the debris of the day off, but in the kindest way we possibly can.
Yeah, and that's why, let me just interrupt you. That's why when people go detergent, fairy liquid will, clean your hair. Yeah, of course it will. But I don't want it to be like straw either. I want it to be left in the best possible way. So yes, you're right. There is the basics of getting something that is going to clean your hair, but it's also how it leaves it.
Right. So we stand there and thinking, have I got dry hair? Have I got thin hair? So there's all these different promises.
Yes.
They're standing there doing. Would we all be better, instead of standing there in Boots, actually going to a hairdresser? Do we get what we pay for? Would we be better going to a hairdresser and saying, right, you tell me, what are you using here in the salon? and what is right for my hair, because otherwise I could spend a huge amount of money trying different products, and everybody buys a product and then they buy the conditioner and then they decide they don't like the shampoo, so they've got this conditioner left. And so I remember going into one woman's house, and I was doing Perfect Housewife at the time. She got 21 different products around her back.
Amazing, I know.
She'd tried.
Yeah,
So, and
yeah, I know people like that as well.
Very big waste of money.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, because actually I've used that same argument with staff before. You know, what I'm saying, actually, guys, is, you know, I'm not asking you to be salesmen here. I'm asking you to do your job of telling the client actually what would be the best thing for her hair. And actually, it's made it even easier for you because you've just done her hair. And if she loves it and it feels great, it's hardly a hard sell to go, all you have to do is go, I use this. And so you're right, in some respects, actually, the proof is in the pudding. If somebody is using something, I mean, it's not necessarily a perfect way of doing it, but it's a pretty good place to start, actually.
So let's say that we've cracked a shampoo that we're happy with.
Yep.
Then what are the mistakes people make when washing their hair?
Very easy. First of all, they do not wash it enough. Simple as that. So for some reason, people think that using a small amount actually is a good thing. I mean, it doesn't matter what the amount is that the more greasy your hair, the more you're going to need to use, because you need to literally lift it. The rule of thumb should be more or less that, you know, unless you've got the kind of hair that doesn't necessarily get that dirty at all, or you're doing it every day, you should wash it twice. But that first one should really just be there to just kind of lift the let's use the word dirt for the sake of it, but use that to lift it. And so you're not going to get much of a lather. You need to get enough of it in just to do that job. And then the second one is the one that is going to make sure that it is clean. But you need to get it lathered up. I mean, there's a misconception because people use things like flash foam to make it look as if it's lathered up. So then they think that by having a low lather, that's a good thing. So neither is true. You need to get it clean. Simple as. And then when you've got it clean, you need to rinse it properly. And that means with, lukewarm or whatever, running water, not tipping your head back in the bath, et cetera, et cetera. So all of those things. And, there is nothing wrong if you want to wash your hair every day. It's like your face. Again, we have this kind of strange misconception that washing your hair is bad for you. I mean, I think it stemmed from guys, actually. Well, they can get away with it when it's only this long. I mean, it's just bizarre, actually. I mean, where did this come from? Why would you think that that's a bad thing? I get it that if you've got the kind of hair that has gone from, say you've got very curly hair and you just spent all this time having a blow dry, that you may not want to be washing it every day because A, you don't need to because it looks kind of better the next day. And also, just from the practical point of view, you don't want to be blow dried it all the time. So,
So it really is, it's wash it twice and really make sure that you get rid of all the soap, rinse, rinse and rinse again. And then to condition or not to condition?
Again, depends on your hair. I mean, most people have the problem with conditioners is they believe they're going to be very heavy and weigh their hair down. I mean, look by whatever your hair type is. The drier it is in terms of whether that's chemically treated or whether it's, naturally curly hair tends to be, on the drier side anyway. If you don't want that much body in it, you're trying to reduce the body, then you can put it all the way through. But generally speaking, on a lot of people, you may just want to put it on the mid-lengths and ends and do it that way. And again, there are conditioners designed for people that have got finer, smoother hair that they should still be, thinking about the ends and the quality of their hair from that point of view.
And with a conditioner, what I do is I comb it through with a very wide tooth comb.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And then I give my scalp a little bit of a massage as well while I'm massaging it in.
Well, that's the conditioner's not doing anything for your scalp. That's just an affectation you've got.
It makes me feel nice. I mean, it's like my fingernails, like on my scalp. I like it.
Yeah, it's probably cleaning your nails. Yeah, but bearing in mind for the viewers out there, not betrayed any secrets, but you've got quite wavy hair. You've got quite curly hair. Okay, so that's my point. It doesn't matter if you put it on the roots of your hair because you're trying to get the body out of it. Do you see what I mean? So you putting it on your scalp, oh, lovely. I'm sure it's very nice and feels great. Not doing anything. It's not for the scalp.
But then, so tell me, so if we've all put conditioner on our hair and we've combed it through and then we've washed it off, what is it actually doing if we've washed it all off? We put it on and we actually, because we're all in a rush, we're in the shower, we haven't got.
Okay, well, you're not actually washing it all off, first of all.
Right.
So that's the first part of it. Essentially, if you look at a piece of hair, under a microscope, you've got all your cuticles on, kind of pushed up. The more you have got either curlier hair, frizzier hair, drier hair, chemically treated hair, they will get pushed up, more. What you're trying to do is essentially flatten them off. Now, that can be done with conditioners. That could also be done with blow drying with bristle brushes. You're flattening the cuticle off so that the light reflects back, which is why your hair now looks lovely and shiny. But if you were to wash it and leave it, it wouldn't quite look like that. It would be lovely, Anthea. Yeah. It would be lovely, but it wouldn't look like that. It's not going to have the same shine. So for somebody with curly hair, you're going to add your shine in the form of, say, maybe a finishing product or something that has got some kind of oil based or whatever. It's probably not on a water base. So literally you're putting a separate cosmetic thing in to help slightly close the cuticles and get the light to reflect back.
Okay, so we've got the right shampoo, we've washed it twice, we've put some conditioner on it, and we're ready now to blow dry. What are the steps?
Well, hold on a second. You've just gone, there's 6 golden rules here, and you've only done the first one.
Okay.
Okay, so get the right haircut. I should have these in front of me, actually. I can't remember more. But get the right haircut for what you're trying to achieve. Again, if I talk about the extremes, it amazes the amount of people that have got long one-length hair with no layers that go, oh, it doesn't hold a curl. Well, no, it wouldn't probably. I mean, so that's the whole point of it. You need to get the right haircut for what you're trying to achieve. So that's what's the third one? Okay. Get the right blow drying technique, which is where we'll come back to in a minute. And that encompasses not blow drying it at all. Maybe it might just be that you comb it into a certain shape, but whatever it is, that needs to be the right technique. The fifth one is you get the right finishing product on it. Okay, we talked a little bit about it. It's amazing how you can go from, that looks pretty good, to wow, that's fantastic, just by how you finish it. Okay, and then the last one is get the color right, because that makes a huge difference as well. So often I've got somebody that that I've not seen before, and even me is not going to be able to do the wow factor all the time with maybe the kind of haircut we're supposed to be doing. Very often it's the color that makes the difference. It will give it that density or that movement or that texture or that kind of that wow factor that makes it look modern and relevant or whatever it may be. And that is important. So, those things, I don't think I missed one out. I should have it in front of me. But those are, any one of those can be the weak link that doesn't get you great hair. Do you see what I mean? You can do all those wonderful blow dries and the cut, don't wash it properly, it ain't gonna look that great. So on and so on. It's when people talk about bad hair days or good hair days, it's because one of those links is not there. So you might get it looking okay for the first day or two, but that's the reason. One of those things isn't right. Otherwise, there's no such thing as a bad hair day. It's absurd to say that. It's not. I mean, it is alive. But
there is a bad hair day.
No, I know there is. But I'm saying, I don't mean that we don't have them. I'm just saying there's a reason for it.
So what are your main tips then for blow drying? Because there is an art.
Okay. So again, this is pretty varied because it depends on different types of people. So if I generalize, most people in this country, not you actually here, have got somewhere that sort of slightly straightish hair that's got some kinks, maybe a few frizzy bits here and there, probably needs a bit of body or a bit of smoothing out, something. Most people, not everybody. So for those people, then most of the work that you need to be doing is at 80% dry. Okay, so and that doesn't mean you get it to 80% and then by the time you start, the bit you're working on is 100% dry already. So you need to think of it weirdly in almost percentages, because by the time you blow, if say for instance,
I think this is the key. This is what I learned from you, and it changed my whole blow drying.
You have to think in terms of percentages. If you think there's a line here, This is 0%, which is wet, and this is 100%, which is dry. Okay, so you know, you go over the 100, you're getting into static, lifeless, you know, people burning the hell out of it because they're going over, you know. So generally speaking, on most people's hair, everything up to 50-60% wet is wet, still wet. So the idea of doing your blow dry at 10%, which is what we used to do, you know, the old sort of Sassoon days, and doing all that, you're not doing anything until you get to the point where it bites. Okay, this doesn't include people that have got incredibly frizzy hair in different places. You may need to, say, for instance, on a side bit or a fringe that's very, very frizzy, that may need to be at, you know, 20%. It needs to have a lot of moisture in it because you need to take it from something very different. You know, you're going from very, very frizzy to very straight or the other way around. But most people should be doing things at 80% dry. So that's the first thing. Secondly, the old habits of sectioning it off underneath and starting at the underneath, that's all for people that don't want body in their hair. So it all came from, you know, page boys and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, you section it off and you start at the underneath, you spend half an hour doing it and it's lovely and smooth and shiny. But people that want body to the hair has to be the other way around. You start at the top, okay? So everything here is done first, and you will then either put it into a large Velcro roller to keep it out the way, but that is doing most of the work. And then you might find that you don't really need to do too much at the back. You might do the fringe, you might do the side bits. You just kind of want it to look generally better. And most of the time, I always say, if you spend more than 10 minutes on it, and you don't fall into the category of wanting to change it completely, either from very, very frizzy to straight or very straight to very curly, it's 15 minutes. And if you're spending longer than that, you're doing something wrong. So get the things that you need in front of you. So I would have said up until recently, get yourself your, you know, your radial brushes, your bristle brushes, etc., and get your dryer, the right dryer, etc., all in front of you. But actually, I'm a big fan, A, because I've got them as well, but I've had them for a long time, is hot air stylers. I mean, they're just a boon now. You know, they work brilliantly in the sense that you only need one hand. So, you know, did I give you one, Anthea, or not?
No. I
only gave you the dryer. Okay.
The dryer, yeah.
Okay. So the hot air stylers, I mean, I just think are fantastic because you just kind of do this and do your hair with them. I mean, so, but otherwise you need to have proper bristle brushes. I mean, it just amazes me that people think they're going to do this with a paddle brush, or, you know, you need to have a bristle brush because it closes down the cuticle. So it acts shiny. It's as simple as that. So that is it. But if you're trying to get body into it, then you need to use something on the roots, whether it's a mousse or a hair raising or something, and you need to prepare it by lifting the roots, which I suppose is the sort of professional way of you turning your head upside down.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
I use, I don't know about
way.
anybody else, but Mary, I think Mary does a good blow dry up there. I can see you. I have 3 different size barrel brushes, and at some point or other during my blow dry, I will have probably used nearly all 3.
And why?
Because I've got
most of your hair is about the same length.
Well, I don't know. You see, the thing is, I've got a bit of a flat head. The only reason I have my hair layered, as you know, is I've got a bit of a flat head.
Yeah, but but why are you using different size brushes?
Because if I need to use a thinner brush on this section here.
What do you mean by thinner? You mean
no,
smaller?
It's not wide, so it's not as wide, because then I get a little bit more lift there at the roots, and then
Sorry, hold on. You need to explain. What do you mean by thinner? You mean a thinner size radial?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I use a bigger one on the bottom because it just works. Yeah,
listen, I mean, it does work, but what I'm saying is, I suppose what I'm leading to is people think that the size of your brush is relevant to it being wavy or curly. The thing is, on yours, all you're trying to do on yours, having had 20 odd years of experience on this one, on your hair, is you want a bit of body on the crown, and the rest of it, you just want it smooth. So it doesn't matter the size of the brush, because you're taking it through to the end. Do you see what I mean? So when you get it in, you're taking it. So the size is only relevant to the length of your hair. Of course, if you've got a 40mm radial and you're trying to get it into this much hair, no, it's not going to work. So, but yours looks roughly the same length-ish. So at best, I would have thought 2, but it looks fine. And if you want your 3 brushes, then by all means.
I like my 3 brushes.
There you go.
Just takes up a lot of space in your luggage, Anthea.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't believe in traveling lights. Who
That's
has
true.
got
I've
any
seen your
award
bags.
for traveling lights?
Yes.
And
That's very
all suitcases have got wheels, and unless you're backpacking, pack everything.
Yeah, you're not backpacking anytime soon. So we've got a
No.
question here
Absolutely.
in the chat about what is your view on Elasticizer? I've never even heard of what that
This
is.
is the Philip Kingsley one.
What
Is
is
it-
your
is
view
it-
on it then? Yeah, it just says Nikki. What is your view on Elasticizer?
Yeah, I mean, this is a product that Philip Kingsley had been using for God knows how many years, and it was, you know, and people loved it. I think it's more, it adds body, but it doesn't do it in any kind of a sticky way. I'm sort of ashamed to say that. I mean, I don't really know exactly. I mean, I know it's there, I know, but I've not been that interested to go and find out what it is. I mean, which is a bit kind of silly. And I knew Philip as well. So I do think that when I looked at his products originally, you know, I mean, I'm not here to kind of say anything bad about the products, but I think his more prescriptive stuff, I think, has a relevance because, you know, in terms of the slightly more medical side, the trichological side, I'm not rushing out to go and buy his other stuff. And I think Elasticizer might come in 2 forms. So there might be a different strength. And again, I probably shouldn't really go and find out what it is, but it's certainly, people do swear by it. But he's been using it a very long time. So I would just worry that whether or not that's sort of kept up to speed with some of the things that have been out there, you know, for a while. I mean, the thing about, you know, formulations is, you know, I've been doing this since 1991, and you start to realize that there are, you know, certain things in certain factories are particularly good at it. And we've noticed a lot, certainly about trying to perform, you know, get clean products that, you know, when we did the first one in, I think 2017, it was pretty obvious that the chemists didn't know what they were doing half the time. So, but that has been driven, you know, mostly by us and the public wanting them. So they are up to speed. But I mean, just without betraying confidences, I wanted to try and produce one for the supermarkets that needed to be at a certain price point, which is why I said at the beginning, you know, in the end, I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it down below £12. So I ditched it.
On the subject of products, do you think you get what you pay for when it comes to food?
In terms of clean formulations,
yeah,
yes. I think, you know, we may find that some of those are going to come down in the next few years because some of the raw ingredients are, you know, quite expensive. And when they're doing runs that are not 25,000 plus, you know, you're buying a lot of raw material that you have to ditch. So that's where the expense comes in. So in terms of clean formulations, I would say possibly, yeah, it's, you know, there is a price point, but whether within that same price point or not, I don't know. I mean, you know, I've got an example, you know, my wife, it was almost like a bit of competition here. My wife has produced, you know, the Rejuvenate, the menopause shampoo, and also the pregnancy, and we use the same factory. And, you know, again, I'll tell you the story. It was, you know, they're coming back with mine, and I'm going, are you joking? I said, that's not as good as Kelly's. So what's happening? They said, well, Kelly didn't give us a price point. Kelly just said, you make the best and I'll work it. Right. So hers are at like £26 or something, you know. But even towards the end, I just said, look, you just make me the best and we'll work it out maybe on the quantities or something. And I remember the last one they sent was, I probably, if I didn't have Kelly's to compare to, I probably would have signed it off. It was pretty good, actually, but it wasn't as good. And I said, it's not as good as, well, we use these 2 ingredients and we use grade 1 for her and grade 2 for you. So, yeah. I mean, and then as I say, it went on, they just couldn't do it in the end. So, I mean, in a supermarket environment, you know, to be at £12, I mean, it's a bit of a graveyard. It's too expensive.
Now I'm just looking at some of the questions that our various members have sent in, and one is, so we're going away from shampoos now, so right. We've learned about that. If you could restyle anyone's hair, who would it be and why?
Well, I mean, I used to, I mean, I have this question all the time, and I used to always say the two things, I mean, not as relevant, and it was kind of weird on both of them, because I would always say, you know, one of them was the Queen of England, but then there was a part of me that didn't want to change it anyway. So, because I'm a real traditionalist, but there was a part that I really would, that would have been a nice one to get, and not a million miles away from her, but just modernize it slightly. But at the same time, I didn't really want to do that. And the other one was actually Madonna, who was one of the people I never did her hair. But at the same time, I would say that, so what? I mean, she's had loads of people do great things on her hair. I'd just be another one. I mean, the funny thing with Madonna actually is that I didn't ever do her hair, but I was a big fan. But a friend of mine was actually in the dressing room with her and saw her using one of her electricals. So they said to her, look, Nikki would be thrilled if you just phoned him and said, I'm using one of the electricals. And of course I didn't answer my phone, and she rang and she just said, oh, they said that you wouldn't answer the phone. And so we had this whole message from Madonna saying how brilliant it was, but I didn't actually speak to her and didn't do her hair right. So that doesn't answer the question, because I actually don't know. I can't think.
You don't know. Apart from Donald Trump, everybody always said, no, I'd like to do Donald Trump's hair.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, because I've done so many great people, they're not, whenever I've said them, it's not because I wanted to particularly do their hair, it's because I wanted to meet them. So, it's like kind of, if you're adding to it, I remember doing David Bowie's hair. I mean, he's had a million great look. I'm just another one of those. It was more him that I wanted to see.
Just on the subject there of the Queen's hair, which obviously it's that permanent set, and I was having a conversation, and I'm name dropping now, it was with Jennifer Saunders, and she's got this thing about hair. She's all about hair and having volume and everything. And she said, we are the first generation who are worried about lift on our hair, because our mothers just went and had a permanent set, and that was it. And they never had a helmet of hair, and that was it. And they never had to worry again. They went to the hairdresser probably about
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where the death of the perm came in, because of course, unless you're actually doing a permed look, the whole idea of doing something that was there for body was never a great idea, because you did it in the beginning and it was always a bit too much, and then by the time it settled down, it had grown out of the roots anyway, and so you have to re-perm bits. Just I couldn't wait to see the back of that one.
So another question that came in was, who is the most, because you just touched on it really, who is the most interesting person you have ever styled?
Well, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Bowie, so I mean that one. But I suppose, and again, I'm just going to try and not get too egotistical here, but there's hundreds, and it's about being a fan. I mean, I'm a big Beatles fan, so I could put all the Beatles in. I mean, so George Harrison was one of my favorites. That would be, so to be with him is just so fascinating and interesting. But it's not about the hair. I mean, it wasn't that. So, and there's just going to be too many of those. Brian Ferry was a client for many, many, many years, but it's because he's got a great look and a great style, and he's actually somebody I see more personally now. But not because he's got great hair. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, yes, I mean, all those kind of supermodels and stuff like that. Yeah, I suppose they all, I don't know who.
It's like,
who did you see when you were in there?
So many.
Remind me.
You remember, I was going to say, you remember the ones who were nice to you. Do you remember any of the ones who weren't so nice?
No, nobody's ever not been nice to me. No, it's very true. Only you, Anthea. No, I tell you, and I have a theory on it as well, because I have probably got more of the divas in this world. You can't be doing the Naomi Campbells, the Diana Rosses, the Margaret Thatchers, all of that lot, and go, but I don't have a problem with them. And I believe that my theory is that those people that have been known for being divas, maybe not Naomi, she can be a diva actually. I've seen her do it to other people. But I believe that they're so used to having good people around that if somebody doesn't do it that brilliantly, they kind of go, oh, I'm not sure about that. What about this? And then they redo it again. They go, it's not really the thing. And so they suddenly become difficult. They're difficult people. now.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, and again, I'm being sort of egotistical, if you just do it and you do it well, why would somebody be difficult? I mean, you know, I don't.
It's a very personal thing, isn't it? Doing somebody's hair, and also somebody who's probably not your everyday client.
Yeah.
And it's an event, it's something, they're going to, you know, they're the person in front of the camera. You know, they have to put a lot of, you have to put a lot of trust in your head.
Yeah, I mean, when you're doing something quite extreme, yeah, no, that's when, I mean, I can remember, you know, taking Yasmin Le Bon's hair from literally like long one length Navajo Indian and cutting it off into that kind of choppy whatever that we did. And it looked brilliant, but you're taking a risk. That's a career. You know, that's, you know, so there is always that thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
and of
listen,
course,
I mean,
I mentioned to the ladies before you came on how we met, and because I came to you with a disastrous haircut where I looked like a mushroom. But of course, the one that I was impressed by, and the reason I found you, was because of Selina Scott.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
One
that
of
was
the other
really, because
iconic,
really you took our
yeah,
hair from the Selina Scott that we all knew on breakfast television,
yeah,
and reading the news, and then you,
yeah. I mean, and it was a big thing because actually it predated the Princess of Wales Diana cover that actually had that kind of look, but it was about 3 years later, actually. I mean, and it really was a kind of, I mean, the thing is, when I did it, I was actually only doing, I was doing an updated version of that Purdy thing that John Frieda and I did, and I was the assistant. And the problem with when he did it on Joanna, when he did it, it looked fantastic. I mean, but she's got hair like yours, very curly hair.
yeah, yeah.
The problem is when she got to the TV studios for the Avengers, they didn't really know how to cope with it. So she ended up with this big bowl. So all the ones that we were doing were people bringing in the ones of her looking like a bowl, which I hated. But so it was, when I did Selina's, it was really like, I'm going to just redo this and make it look more modern and have it slightly looser. But if you look at it, it's actually, it has got some of those principles of it being that kind of very heavy, sort of short, very easy hair. But Selina's big problem was that she got bored really quickly. So it never actually, so it was like, we got to get a lot of pictures in quickly. So, because she was on to the next one all the time. So, but yeah, actually, I'd forgotten about Selina.
Yes, I'd forgotten the Purdy look. My goodness me, we all
Yeah.
did that one.
I know.
But you have to blow dry. I mean, it is a very blow
really seriously, yeah. I mean, she's very funny. I mean, with Joanna, because in the book she says that this incredibly good-looking hairdresser turned up. That was John, not me. And this rather cute little assistant, and that was me, red-headed assistant. Oh, thanks to her. But yeah, I mean, I didn't do it, but I was the assistant on it.
So I'm just looking at other questions as well that have come in. Well, actually, I think I know the.
Can you answer this one for me then?
What do you do to switch off from work and wind down?
Oh, well, I mean, I've got, you know, 2 very young children now. I'm doing it all again. So I've got grown-up children and grandchildren, and then I've got a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. So I'm not sure the word switch off or wind down ever comes about. I mean, you know, I mean, between myself and Kelly, I mean, obviously, I mean, she's brilliant, I have to say. She's just fantastic mother. But they're great kids. But anybody that, you know, knows 4-year-olds and 6-year-olds, they can be a handful, but they're lovely.
If I was answering this one for you as well, though, I think because you're a very good cook, you like cooking.
Yeah, I do cook. Yeah, I do. For my sins, I take up. Yeah. I mean, listen, my mother. I have a Greek mother.
And it's quite relaxing.
So, yeah, I do find it that way. I mean, it's just it literally is that. Like some people do, like you do the ironing, and you find it relaxing, or the cleaning. You know.
But
yeah,
is that because of your family background, your Greek background?
Yeah, I mean, the fridge always looks like Christmas. You know, there is just, you know, there's always food on the go. You know, my mother's theory was that you've got to have a lot of food, otherwise people will think you're poor. You know, it's the same way that she used to fill every space because there was no such thing as not having enough furniture. Because you can't have that. People come around, they'll think you can't afford the furniture. So sadly, she's not with us. She passed away last year, just shy of the 100.
Yeah,
so,
I know. But it was so nice to see her at your wedding. So
of course, I forgot. I didn't even invite her either. She turned up.
And of course, your son has inherited your hair.
Bright red, yeah, bright red.
And
Yeah,
thick.
it's kind of, yeah, long. He looks like a rock star. I mean,
He
a
looks like
6-year-old.
a little mini me. He really
Yeah,
does.
he's quite funny.
We're flip-flopping around now. What
Yeah.
was it then that got you into hairdressing?
I was 17 and I didn't do quite as well as I was supposed to do at my grammar school, and they were sort of more or less trying to throw me out, actually. And I kind of had thought about it, but I didn't know anything about it. But somebody had said, look, do yourself a favor and go to a good salon rather than go to a college or whatever, which of course was great advice. They gave me 2 names. One of them was a kind of very ladies who lunch salon that doesn't exist anymore in Sloane Street, and the other one was Leonard. The one in Sloane Street offered me a job straight away, and I didn't think I was being cheeky, but I just said I'd quite like to do my other interview first, which is not. If somebody said that to me, they'd never get the job. And Leonard's, they didn't give me the job straight away. They said, "Oh, we'll let you know." But I'd set my heart. That's where I wanted to be. So I just sat and waited. And then 3 weeks later, they did. And I just started there. And I can't tell you how a fish out of water I felt. I did not know one end of a comb from another. But I think it was the thing that drove me, because I just hated the idea of being embarrassed. So I just learned so fast. In fact, I think annoyingly for John Frieda, who was obviously my other mentor, but I qualified in 10 months. He qualified in 11 months. So he likes to try and say it was 10, but so this 3-year apprenticeship actually was, but I just literally took my work home. I was there till midnight. I knew I was in the right place. Even though I didn't know what I was doing at that time, I knew I was in the right place. And it was I just had the best time. And I think the great thing for me is that, I experienced the 70s fully, because I joined in 74. So the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and it's like a joy, just really to have all of that. And, I have the Leonard reunion. I've done it about 3 times now. I just did the last one. It's just brilliant, just having, all of them there, people that I assisted there, Daniel Galvin Gums, and, all of that lot. So there's just it's just wonderful. And of course, just to have all those memories.
Which has been the best decade for hair, do you think?
Well, they've all been good for different things. I think, sometimes from a hair point of view, it's the moment that you're in. I mean, I know, for instance, that time in the 70s, 74, 75, there was a huge change, because, we'd gone from everything being, we didn't know how to defy gravity, so everything was page boys and still sassoon type stuff. And then we got Farrah Fawcett came in 75 with that Californian look that changed everything. So you could I could have somebody in my chair that had this kind of one length bob. I could actually send her out having cut quite a lot of hair and make her hair look longer. I was a genius to them. Do you know what I mean? So that particular time was, thank you, Farrah. I mean, was just huge, but then the 70s themselves was such an incredible period, because if you take the music industry, you've just got everything going, everything from, West Coast American stuff to glam rock to, 76 had punk and disco in at the same year. Well, who thought that was gonna? And then you've got new wave, and then you've got the new romantics, 79, 80. So it's an incredibly, fast paced time. But then of course the 80s was, we could defy gravity, the product that I'd like to say that I was responsible for, by mistake, we knew actually how to lift hair. So, you could now do something, which is where Dynasty and Dallas came in, where you could make hair look, in a kind of a, not a punky sort of way, with, I'll start again. The way it started was, there was a person I was going out with who had hair that stood up like this. You look like Susie the Banshees, jet black hair. And she would put on sugar and water and, shellac and all of that hairspray. And she picked up a bottle that was, I used to have these things from Weller called Lady Set. They were just setting lotion, but they were in glass vials. And they kept breaking in my bag. So I decanted all of them and put them into a spray. And she thought it was hairspray. So when she put it on, I went, oh my God, and I dried it quickly and realized, oh, that works. you know, I can now defy gravity. So then you got Pantene, which was the nearest thing to it that came out, which was a very basic product. People could now, you know, make hair, you know, go this way, not just this way. So that was a huge thing. And once you got it out of the way of it being like the punk, and so it just looked like very avant-garde, suddenly it was commercial. So you had the idea, you know, that's where, you know, the whole Dallas Dynasty thing came from. And, you know, most of the 80s was really, you know, reworking that. You know, I'd go into the studio, you know, in Cindy Crawford or something. The first thing, normally the makeup artist starts, I would literally go in, stick a shed load of this, imaginatively called at that time green lotion. It's been called hair raising for 30 years, which is my product. And I would just go in and pin it all up and walk away. And they'd do the makeup, come back to it. I've got hair that does that. I mean, it was like easy peasy for me. So I suppose, you know, the 80s were great because it was when I did most of my editorial work, you know, the Vogues and the Harpers and traveling around the world. So that was kind of great. The 90s were great because I opened my own salon. So from that point of view, it was a major thing. Am I lost or am I still here?
No, you're still here.
I've just lost your vision. So, and then I suppose, you know, so that was a big thing, you know, to have the opening of a salon that was, I mean, if I told you the stars were all aligned because it wasn't, you know, I mean, I basically, you know, I can say it now, but I got fired from John Frieda. I had no job. And, you know, but suddenly everybody in the world wanted to know what I was doing. Well, this is kind of quite interesting. I had no money, no job. I mean, all of that. And I'd go, oh, well, I'm going to open up a salon. And I had this idea that I gave to John about having antiques. He hated the idea. He was a modernist. So I thought, well, I'll use that one. And suddenly it just went like crazy. I mean, just you know, 50,000 column inches. I mean, you know, front pages of the Times. I mean, I look back on it now, I just go, that's never going to happen again. I mean, that's just mad. And then even with the opening, we had no money. We'd go to the, I mean, Leslie went to the bank with a business plan and they sort of went, you know, what collateral? It's a bit like shampoo with Warren Beatty, you know, when the bank manager says, what have you got? And Warren Beatty says, I've got heads, meaning I've got all these famous heads. It's a bit like that. And so we had all this publicity. And I'm not talking about 2 lines. I mean, I'm talking about half a page in the Financial Times twice. 3 pages, not even a double page spread in the Mail or the Express or whatever it was, front pages of the Times. I mean, it was like, I haven't done anything yet. And people were saying, you're peaking too soon. And I'd say, you think I'm controlling this? So we had to move in May the 13th in a salon that we found in Mount Street, which, you know, at that time, there were 11 properties empty in Mount Street. You know, I love it when people go, oh, it's so great you had this one overlooking Berkeley Square. Well, that was my second choice anyway. And they were all empty. It was antiques and stuff then. So we opened the salon, had to move in while the builders are still there in May. So we decided to have an official opening in December. And I was at the Buckingham Palace, as you do. And I was doing Sarah, Dustin York's hair. And, you know, small talk, you know, what are you doing tonight, Nicholas? The only person that calls me Nicholas. And I said, well, actually, it's our official opening tonight. She knew that we were in the salon. I said, oh, is there anything I could do? I said, you could turn up. I mean, that would be, you know. And I didn't think so. I was doing a hair for, she was going out to an event. I come back to the salon and, I mean, you remember it. I just parked my car opposite and there was a side entrance. There was a crowd like I've never seen before. And I genuinely thought it was for the advertising agency that was next door to us. And I thought our PR, you know, it's kind of screwed up. I go in through the back door and my PR weeks before said to me, well, we're going to have this opening. How many people do you want there? I said, I don't know, a couple of hundred. He said, well, nobody turns up to hairdressing openings. I suggest you invite all your clients and tell them to bring their husband. So I go down, 790 people have turned up. They're spilling out into the streets. All those photographers are for me, not for somebody else. So by 7 o'clock, the Duchess arrives. I don't know she's coming. So they all think, you know, it's just a genius plan to have her. I didn't know. She comes and she says, Nicholas, I said, ribbon. I went, ma'am, ribbon? She said, thankfully, it was December the 11th. It was Christmas. She was going to cut the ribbon. So there's a Christmas tree. So I get the ribbon across. She went, scissors. 790 people are there. I can't get through at all. Forget hairdressing scissors. I don't have it. if you look at all the pictures back in 1991, it's her bodyguard that's handed her a Swiss Army knife, and she's cutting the ribbon with a Swiss Army knife. So we just get this whole thing of, Nikki, you're a genius to get her there. I had no damn idea that she was coming. I didn't plan any of this. It was like, okay. And that just was the start of what was just to become like just.
It was a roller coaster.
It was a roller coaster,
It
yeah.
absolutely was. No,
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
I mean,
I'm just worried about time now because.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Like looking at the time, and Sarah's going to call time on us.
Yes, I know. I'd like to actually just carry on. But our ladies will. Yeah, I've got one question for you. Have you still got the same kitchen that you first put in must be about 20 years ago?
In my house?
Yes, in your house.
It is.
My sister wants to know because she was there with her boyfriend Martin, who put it in, and she was asking me the other day, is that kitchen still there? Do
you know something? It is the same kitchen, but we made what I now say is a terrible mistake about 3 years ago, and painted it. And that is the worst thing you can do with a kitchen, because it's chips and but it was actually a kind of, it was a wood, and it's now been painted black, but it is actually technically the same kitchen.
Wow.
It's a good kitchen.
Yeah, we do need to get another one actually, but I'm just thinking.
Are they still in the kitchen business?
I was just thinking that actually. Let me just go.
Yes, getting back. That's amazing. Oh, yes, you're probably quite distressed to think that you painted it black.
But when Nikki mentions, and I although obviously I've met his mum, when Nikki mentioned to me his Greek origins and the fact that his mum thought he had a lot of things,
it's still the same kitchen.
Everybody thinks you've got stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's just black. That's
Nikki's
all
not minimal.
No, not minimal, really.
No, it doesn't do minimal.
Kelly would like me to be more minimal. That's for sure.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Are we in the kitchen now?
No, I'm in the dome. No, that's here. Look, behind me.
Yeah, still there.
Okay. It's gone black though.
There it is. Yes.
There it is. Same kitchen, just different colour. Yeah, it probably does need to be, especially when you've got 2 kids as well, because it wasn't designed. It was designed for, we put a breakfast bar on it instead for the kids. So, instead of my bar.
Well, it's amazing. Thank you so much for coming
You're
along.
very welcome. Very welcome.
Fun, and it's been great to see you two being so together and friendly, and it's so lovely.
She's like my bloody sister. I've known her for so long.
We're gonna let you go, Nikki. There's no way.
I know. Okay. Thank you, by the way. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
I love your hairdryer. Love that new hairdryer. Thank you.
I'll send you the other one. Bye.
Yes. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Just press that off.
There we go.
There we go.
We'll have a winner soon.
Lovely.
Oh gosh, his hair. I never realised that he'd cut his hair. Had cut hair for so many people. We'll need to get him to get a bag to Sarah Ferguson then, won't we?
Yeah, such a long time.
Yes,
such a long time. Absolutely.
Really
gorgeous.
Yes, well, that was
I'm off to Waitrose.
That's it. You go to Waitrose. Made you late. You tell him he's made you late for your Waitrose run.
No, it was lovely, and it's so nice to see everybody as well. So nice to see everybody. But you can ask him questions on his Instagram.
Yes, and we'll do that too. Yes.
Yeah,
brilliant. Thank you so much.
All right, really nice to see you. Nice to see you. And see you soon. I can't wait to get my hands on that little bag. It's just so excited about it.
Yes, we'll show them all to everybody else now.
All right. Lots of love.
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Oh,
wow.
Knackered.
I know. Anthea was a total pro. That was sorry, ladies.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously amazing at cutting and all the rest of it, but
not at timekeeping.
Not at timekeeping.
You wouldn't be getting a job at Sarah Haran, that's for sure.
No. I get very stressed when people don't turn up on time. I think it's just that.
I know.
yeah, the height of complete nonsense.
Yeah, well, thank God she was here, because she
She
was
had
an
a really big
absolute pro.
watch, so there was no excuse, and a phone. She had a watch and a phone, so we couldn't
Yeah.
possibly not know the time. But
Yeah, well, do you know, when he said he had 2 young kids, I was like, at his age, hats off to him.
yeah,
That's
hats off to
disgraceful.
them.
Yeah. Right.
There we
Okay,
go.
let's
There.
get to the presentation then.
Slightly different. Yeah, Andrea's exhausted as well. That man can talk. You're right.
So
Yes.
we've kind of done this in a bit of a roundabout way, because you've probably seen half the stuff, but we'll go through it anyway quickly, because I'm sure everyone will be wanting to get off and relax. So
I'm like this, jangled now.
yeah, no. So yes, Q2 is here.
Yes.
Yeah, are you going? Am I going?
All right, yes, sorry. Jangled me so much. Right, yes, we are in Q2. But we always like to look back on what we've done previously. So we had our lovely star collection, our whole lunars, and all the really pretty little things on it, and all very shiny. So that was lovely. We got Mia out, so that was nice. I think everyone's been really loving that bag, and I think we're almost onto the 3rd run now, so that's good. And a few changes on it. Anthea's favorite bag of the moment is really Michelle. She has really just not given up on Michelle, so it's nice that she's happy. And actually,
I use
Martina
mine every day for work. Yep, love it.
Yes, and I'm flitting between her and Jessica at the minute, so that was good. But that was last year almost, it feels like. But no, we're now into this. We obviously, as you know, one of the things that's really important to us is to hear from you, and if there are things you want, we do our best. So we've had some mystery boxes, and one of the things we wanted to do with those was make them an absolute deep mystery by putting in new things, and so we will carry on doing that as well. The fringing came back, an old favorite that we'd made right back in the day, so that was nice to see back. And I know it's not for everybody. I kind of imagine Nicky Clarke with one of those actually on the front of his head. But they do look cool on certain bags. I particularly like the fringing on Mia, actually. That's really my favorite position for her for it. More metallics. More metallics, and Return of the Tulip. Really? Where did that come in?
The Joyful Jewel Tulip.
Ah, that's what it is. That's why, because I need to move this up because I've got this over half of my words. I either need to reduce you all down. Yes, that's it. Oh, now I've broken it. What did I just do?
Don't worry, we can still see.
But then you've got all these other how did I make that go back to what it was?
Oh, there we go.
Sorry,
that's it.
Everybody,
yeah.
I think I've not done this before. Yes, Mia, Larger Millie, and the white croc Dahlia. She is lovely.
It was actually sold out now. She flew off the shelves.
Now sold out. Yeah, she was in and out. But always the good news is we always make sure we bring other things in, but she was really very popular. We've been working hard as well to put more videos on the website, and making sure that it tries to show you a little bit more of how to use the bag. So hopefully that's interesting, and then showing other people using them. So that took us a bit of time to get that, but it seems to be like a really very nice little app that we've got there. So that was good. And we've got some new news, I guess. Some of you will know, we have been wanting to try and get a presence more in London. So we've bought a boat, which is where I am actually now today. We've just got it on yesterday, and we are going to have a little houseboat that you can all come and visit us, and it will give us a London base, a place to host some very nice events. So that will be something very, very different. And you can see I was out on it this morning, and you can see bag there, Jessica on the left. So that's where I am tonight. So this is going to be exciting. Can I see what?
My hat? No, can no one see me? I'm wearing my
no, hat. I can't see you. All I can see.
I'll post a selfie in the group.
Yes, I think it's because I've now got you on a talking thing. I'm afraid to actually move anything here.
I've got my
So
hat on.
you've got the hat on. Good for you.
Yes.
Good for you. I'll see it, but I'll see it in a minute. If I could go back to the grid view, but then if I go to the grid, I then lose the pictures. So that's all been really very exciting, and you can see us there. So hopefully you'll all come and visit us. It's very central. It's easy to get to. Takes about 10 minutes to get into the centre of London, into Bond Street. And Bond Street's only a couple of stops up to Victoria. So Elizabeth Line, the Jubilee, all very easy to get to. I think I might do is have do a switch with our VIP Christmas event and move it to the summer this year, so that if everybody would like to come and visit, and we thought that way we could get ahead of the usual snow and ice and what they always have, things on the line that are going to stop us getting there. So we'll talk to you more about that. So that's big news. Right, and what's the next one? Can I move this?
I've it's just not letting me move. Hold on, 2 seconds. Technical issues galore today.
It is, yeah. Only our star speaker late, but now we can't get it to move on.
Maybe come out of it and go back in. Or is it?
My whole laptop is not letting me press any buttons, which is really weird.
You want me to share my screen?
Yeah, if you have the option, you can do.
Yeah.
Oh God, now I need to find the presentation.
Sail to Ireland. No, Ellen, we can't. We are never moving the boat again. It's been up the Thames recently, and you have to wait for high tide. It can only go on the high tide because it's quite big and deep. So no, I did get my husband's agreement that we would never move it, just for my own sanity. Okay, and now I'm just seeing Bryony. I'm seeing your hat now, though.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I'm going again. I'm going again. Here we go.
You are? Okay.
Can you see me here?
Right.
Yes, we're good.
Yeah. Right. So we thought, actually, as it's happened, we have our nautical theme for Buttercup. So Martina showed some of those earlier, but we've taken it was so popular last time, Buttercup, and some new prints and tried to keep it as exciting as last time. So we've got that's navy stripes. It's a very dark navy, which is lovely, and we've got the red. And then Martina had already shown that we've got the white with the lines as well. So we hope you'll like her, but I think she's going to be really cool for this summer.
We've got a plain option as well. If you're not a fan of the stripes, we do have a plain canvas option.
Yes, but it would be really cool if everybody came to vote with their stripes nautical theme on, wouldn't it? That would be quite cool. So that would be something different. So you can see all the colours here. The creamy one with the blue on it. And the striped, what colour did you call it, Martina?
Called it Affogato.
Affogato, and that is with the metallic gold. So that is really, really lovely. So yeah, it's turned out really, really pretty. And for our complimentary gift, we have got jade. And again, they all sort of match, so that will be lovely as well, and it fits in all the bags, so you can get yourself really all dolled up there with those. So hopefully that will go down well with everybody. I've got Martina had 20 of these slides, so I made a hopefully only down to what? Did you get it to 1?
You know, we got it down to 1, but I know that none of you will still listen anyway, so it's fine. No, I'm joking. We do get 1 or 2 people that break the rules, but on the whole, same rules, different quarter. You know what to do. 1 transaction per reservation, and make sure you use the same email, because if you use a different email, the system doesn't like it. But yeah, I won't bore you with this.
We've kept the spend as well at the same levels as well, which is getting tougher to do just because the cost of everything is going up, but we really do want to try and keep it within that. So we've managed to do that again.
Oh, and just a quick point on your trackers, the trackers that you see on your accounts are kind of a guide, and they're not super advanced, so they're all set up with different triggers. So if you have pre-ordered anything for Q2, it won't show in your tracker. It'll only track things from after you make your reservation. So just as a point, it won't, it's not advanced enough to do that yet.
Yeah, it's just the way Shopify is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And we've got some new collections. These are really, really lovely. So as you can see just there, sort of a lizardy python effect, which is really going to be in for the summer. So we've got those in the pink, and we've brought back natural chagrin. It's taken ages for me to persuade the tannery that they should do this again for us. But it was very popular, and we've managed to broaden that across the wider range as well. So if you've already got an ivy, then there'll be other little bits that you can add to her. So I think that's going to be very nice. Blue and yellow, glittery, really super as well. So that is going to come out. We're really going for these really lovely brights for this, and again with this like nautical theme. So you can see there, they look really lovely. So shimmer into summer, as we've got here. It will be lovely. And then, as Martina showed you earlier, we've done some different deco strips, taking on board that not everybody wants the sort of the ones with double layers and everything. So I was really keen on these circles, and we've got them in a variety of colors. So they look really swish on the bags, as Martina showed you earlier. And we also thought it would be nice to have one that had a center filled in, so for somebody that wanted to do something a little bit different. So that's nice as well. Again, so it's just taking some simple ideas and being able to update your bag really easily with new ideas. And if you've got bags already, it just means then that you could just add these on. New colors as well. So as you can see there in Michelle, so loving the red. And also for Poppy, making sure that we've got the nutmeg, because she's been so popular. It's such a warm color, really, really lovely. I'm not really a brown person, but I've really fallen in love with that color. So we've got her across. More millies and milli pouches, as you can see, and that spectacular metallic navy, which I think you're going to die for. And a bit of the emerald as well. So I think that's going to be lovely as well. We don't know what the price of Florence will be yet. Remember, until it lands, we don't know. Oh, well, Martina, no, sorry, what's that?
We do. It's here.
Sorry.
It's
I thought you had arrived. Of course, it's just arrived.
Yes, it's a 360 for the full grain or 380 for the siren one.
Yeah, and I've been testing her for months, and she's lovely. I like the fact also that you can turn the handle, you can take it off, and it's slightly bumped on one side or flatter on the other as well. So that's lovely. And then you can see now the new of the pythons as well. They're really cool. They are going to be, yeah, and there's just a small number of them, so not gone just to keep them down. Yeah, so bit more limited. Good. And jasmine's in just about every color under the sun now, as you can see. So she's such a popular bag and just such an easy bag to have. And of course you can mix and match so many of the things you've already got. So some really nice colors there, as you can see. Yeah, good. Lots of that should really cover everybody's requirements there. And there we are, lots of lovely happy faces as well. So the bags are getting out, and hopefully we can really keep the word going. As many of you know, I'm on this course. Oh my God, it's quite the thing, but it's been very interesting. And thank you to everybody that gave me some feedback. So I'm loving Martina's hat now, I can see it.
Captain Joy.
Captain Joy, that's it. We'll get a couple of flags made as well. Questions?
A reminder that Bryony and I will be down in Bath on the 13th of April, Saturday the 13th. So for anyone in the vicinity or close by, we thought we could meet for some dinner or some drinks on Saturday evening. So make sure to drop us a message if you're going to be coming along. We're doing a pop-up shop with Dual Boots. And we've never been to Bath. So we're excited to go on our holidays. We're getting let loose for 2 days. So yeah, it'd be lovely to see as many of you as possible if you can make it, and we can have a little catch up.
Yes. Okay. And we've got them with a bit Ivies. What's up there?
Oh, we've got Lisa and Sharon coming on the 13th. Woohoo. Looking forward to meeting you both. And will there be Ivies to match all the jasmines? No. No, we're not going to be doing Ivies to match the jasmines. We're going to be doing different colours or textures of Ivies, but they'll all be up on the coming soon page. After this, we'll make that live and there'll be a full list there of what Ivies are coming.
Yeah, and then what we'll do is we'll see which ones are the most popular, and then we can add other Ivies to it and other accessories, just so that we don't go too mad with all the colours. We thought at least get the bags, and then we're going down to the kettle wellies in April as well, so that will be fun. So you'll see Martina and I on that. So lots of interesting things coming along as ever.
Yeah, and the snake skin, Lisa Dax asking the python, we have mini D and big D, so both of them are coming in the python. Metallics, we are doing the metallic navy in Dahlia and mini P and Millie. And then the metallic silver, which is a bit of a softer one, like I was saying earlier, in Millie and Mia. And mini P is coming in a new champagne metallic gold. So that's metallics. Can I see the complimentary bag again? You certainly can. Here she is. Fill me up, Buttercup.
Sure, that's a song. Yes, I do believe it is. Buttercup, yes.
And then you can get little matching lilies, which are super cute. Oh, very nice. Yes. We will be releasing the lilies this weekend, and if you've got a gold bag, we've got a gold lily, we've got a navy one, a submarine one, and a red one, and then the mini tassels to match as well, so you can create nice little looks with them.
Yeah, the mini Ds will still have the poppers because it's the only way to draw those in. So that's the only way you can do it. If you try and put the springs inside, the hooks that we have, and they work in a bigger bag, but they will not work in a smaller bag. So we will keep with the mini Ds having the poppers as they are. The exchange system, yes, we go into beta testing, I think tomorrow, is it? Or
tomorrow morning, we've got a group of secret agents testing for us, yes. So that is underway, and then once they all give their feedback, we should be ready to launch to the group. So bear with us. I know it's been a long wait, but we just want to make sure it's as user-friendly as possible so that you guys get the most benefit out of it. So yes, it should be coming soon.
And because they added the trading bit, which was a new bit, inspired by everybody's chat in the swap shops. So these means you can actually trade, which will be kind of cool as well. So yes, that will be coming too.
You did spy an ocean Millie pouch. We are doing the Millie and the pouch in ocean, which is a gorgeous colour we've done in mini D before. And we've got jasmine coming in it. So it's a really nice summer colour. And you know what? If you're a fan of the natural chagrin, it looks so nice with that because it just picks up those blue tones in it. So yes, that'll be a really nice fresh summer look.
Yes.
Just to let everyone know, we are on holiday for the weekend. I will be here tomorrow by myself. I'm not going to do a live because, to be honest, I don't know how to do them without Bryony.
And we're on tonight. There's only so much of our faces our wonderful customers can take.
I will be in the office if anyone's got any questions or wants to see any pictures, just give me a wee email and I will try and help. But orders won't be going out tomorrow because it's a holiday weekend, so bear with us and we'll get them all out as quick as we can from Tuesday next week.
Yes, Mia in metallic navy.
Mia in metallic navy, we could only get a very small run of, so we did put a post out in the group today to see if anyone wanted to be entered into a draw, and we will select people at random tomorrow morning, first thing before the actual Mia's launch, because I like to go up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So before 7 o'clock, if you've been successful, I'll pull names out a hat and do an email. But we've only got a really small run, so we didn't plan to do it in this colour. It was just because the ateliers had some spare leather. But if we do want it, we can obviously get it back. We've got metallic titanium coming back next quarter because that was so popular. So we just can't keep up, but we're trying our best. But we also do have it coming in a metallic gold, but she'll be later on next month. There was just a bit of a hold up with the gold one, but the silver will be online tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I didn't like the leather that they gave us for the gold, so we sent it back, which I think, although it makes things longer for us in the long run, having the leather that we're not happy with, or I'm not happy with, just isn't going to work for me. So just, I'm sorry, just to be a bit patient on that. But I think in the long run, it's the right thing to do, not just try and make something and get passed off with not good leather. So we wouldn't do that. So yes, coming soon. Just
Little Python lilies as well. We've got these coming in ivies and bows. They're quite cute and buttercup. It's quite nice with gold. Yeah, I like that.
Probably look nice on also on the plainer color too. Maybe not. The blue
The
one.
blue one will look nice. And that's just had this
Yeah,
one to hand. But yes.
Yeah, that's what we had to hand. Yes, yes.
And this cream is so nice. We used to call this off-white for anyone that shopped with us back in 2020. It is a gorgeous creamy color, like more like kind of like porcelain but creamier. So
yeah, it's more of a traditional creamy, I would say. Yeah, they would call it Cornish butter or buttermilk or something. Yes. Any questions, anybody? Yep, that's nice. Yeah. So who's going to come and visit us on the boat? Let us know. We'd love to see you there. Yeah, obviously Martina's going to be wearing the hat. So that's good. Or maybe if I had the hat there with me, that was silly. I should have brought that with me. That was really very foolish. Yeah, it was a bit of a mad rush on that day, though, wasn't it, when I was running out the door?
I know. At least remember your laptop charger this time.
Yes, I did. Yes. Aggregato. They want to see that again.
Okay, where's it gone here? A box of tricks.
There we go.
That's got the metallic gold on the trim, which is really lovely.
Yeah, and hopefully Penny can come down from Manchester, because it's only really an hour and a half, no more than 2 hours into London. So with it being so close to all of the tube stations and train stations, it hopefully gets us a little bit more central for those that can't come up north. And I know a lot of people can come into London because obviously London's got the most of the connections and trains and things, and so that makes it a little bit easier. So yes.
Yeah, so we've provisionally said the 11th of July for our summer VIP party. So if you're around then, save that date, pop it in your diaries. Jeannie, I don't have the exact address, but it's Canary Wharf, so somewhere there.
Yeah,
we're not going to be there like all the time, obviously, because we still live in Scotland. But
yes. Yeah. What we'll have is a small collection down here, and then we will use the boat as well for little events and stuff. So that would be something, and be something different. And we're going to have somebody that's going to be here on and off. But so that's to build it up. We just need to get appointments first, and then have certain events that, of course, we will invite everybody to.
Yeah. Rain's asking about shows. We're not doing shows this year because we did that a lot last year to test that. And that's kind of why the boat came about, because what we realised is that we need a base that's more central for people to come and see us, because these shows, as you can imagine, can get very expensive, and we're travelling about all over the place, and we're at the office at different points, so it just made a lot more sense to have our own base that we can host events on and try and get other brands along too, and other speakers, and do kind of cool fun things. Sarah Haran.
Yeah, and try and keep them more relevant. So we want to do a few more style events and get other speakers in. So we've got all sorts of ideas. And we're going to launch our YouTube channel from the boat as well. So we're going to have 3 bags on a boat, which is going to be me, Anthea, and whoever other bag that we get. And so that'll be a bit of fun that we'll be able to do some interviewing and then put them up onto YouTube as well.
Someone's asking Julia if they can collect from Canary Wharf. We would still have to send your parcel to there from here, so I suppose that could be an option if you wanted to. We've not thought about that one yet.
And yeah, we will have another show in Paisley. We will have the Christmas one, and when we've got the dates, we'll get that date out as well. And we are going to have a show in London at Excel. There's a tech show that we thought we would go along to, so we'll have that one as well. And yeah, I would like to do something in the Midlands. It's just trying to find, we did one last year and we had quite a, Penny and a few came along, but it was quite hard to get people into the right area. But yeah, at some stage we think if we do smaller ones that we can pop up to, then that makes a bit more sense, because it's just difficult to get people to places. So yeah, so if we can do them as collaborations, but know that we've always got Glasgow or Paisley, and we've always got something now in London as well. So bear with us as we build up this as well.
Okay, remember to get your Easter competition entries in as well, because we've got lovely prizes for Easter themed bags over the weekends. We're going to be in Bath on the 12th and 13th of April, so 2 weeks on Friday. We'll be down there.
13th and 14th, is it? Is that just like two?
Well, we're arriving on the Friday morning, and so we'll be showing bags the Friday afternoon, all day Saturday, and then we'll be leaving on the Sunday the 14th. So
there we go. That'd be lovely. That'd be different. Any other things?
Right, well, we will go and send out the link, and you can all reserve your beautiful buttercups, and the coming soon page will go live, so you can plan your shipsies for the quarter. And yeah, like we said, any questions, you know where to find us. And thank you so much for your patience this evening. I know it wasn't our usual timekeeping.
That was an interesting one.
That's what happens when you get men to do things. Us ladies are
always on time. Thank God for Anthea. I will write her a special note.
Yeah. All right, ladies, have a fantastic Easter weekend. Hope you all have a great time, and thanks for all the support so far this year. It's been a joy as always.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.